Hiya, good morning. It's morning here, not that you need to know, but now you know. So I'm Leah Zia, and I'm here to talk about the two most recent books that I read. It's a funny combination, these two. Doesn't really doesn't really fit at all, but I do like to mix it up, so not just read classics or just read fantasy or anything. But yeah, let's get started. The first one is this little thing. Um, it's called The Slow Regard of Silent Films by Patrick Rothfuss. Patrick Rothfuss, if you're a fantasy reader, you probably know him. So he's written the Kingkiller Chronicles, or if that doesn't say anything, it's he's the first two books in that series are The Name of the Wind and Wise Man's Fear. And the third book is in the works, and this is a little spin-off. So this little girl here, her name is Auri, and I'm not sure I pronounced that correctly. This is how I would say it in, I guess, my native language. But regardless, so this little book is about her, and I don't want to say all too much because I don't want to spoil the main series either. So this is going to be very kind of limited review. But what I didn't know, what I found very lovely, is that this book is illustrated. Not like every page, not in the least, but it has some really beautiful bigger pieces as well that I really enjoyed. For example, this one, so pretty, where she's sitting outside on a starry sky, and yeah. So this book is again, so it's about this little girl, and she's basically, I guess, that much I can say. She's hiding away from the world. Things happened. We don't really know what, but so we get a little insight into her psyche and how she does things, and the silent things, which are the big letters here, what they mean to her, and yeah, it's very cute. It's not like something blown away twist or anything like that, or it's not even that much extra information to the lore of the world. If that's what you're in for, that is not what you would get here. It's really a story about her and how she's doing and her daily life, and yeah, like to get more insights from her perspective, because in the main series we're never in her POV, so we only kind of know what other people think about her. And yeah, so that's yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cute to have a insight into Aoi, and yeah, it's good for what it is, and it's very short story. And if you don't know anything about Patrick Rothfuss or his fantasy series, this could also be yeah, it could be a good start. I'm just thinking because, like, again, it's not really giving you that much lore, but you could at least get a feel for his writing style, and in a sense, like, because some of the main characters in the main series are teased here, so it could also work as a teaser for the main series. So personally, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cute, and I like to know more about Aoi. So for me, it worked. But yeah, it's cute and small and simple, I guess. So that's Slow Regard of Silent Things by Patrick Rothfuss. The other one that I read is this beast here. It's quite big. It's the Immortal Evening, a legendary dinner with Keats, Wordsworth, and Lamb by Stanley Plumly. So this one is a bit special. So this is nonfiction. So this is about real poets, the three names that I just read, Keats, Wordsworth, and Lamb. So these are or were real English poets in the early 1800s, late 1700s, early 1800s. And basically, they were all invited to a dinner, this Immortal Evening, by a famous historical painter called Hayden, Benjamin Hayden. And so the premise I thought was very interesting. So we have this painter, we have these three famous poets, and they all get together, and all we kind of know is that it kind of became a crazy evening. So I was like, oh, this sounds very interesting. And so basically what this book does, or what Stanley Plumley does, is analyzing like diary entries that we have. We have letters that these people sent to each other, and also Hayden, the painter who invited to this evening, he even wrote his own autobiography. So we do have quite a lot of information on, like, yeah, who they were and what were their circumstances and how did they meet and things like that. So in the beginning of the book, I enjoyed it a lot because it was very interesting to me. Also, like we even got like insight into, okay, this person lived there, so they would have taken this road, which used to be called that in London, by the way, and now it's called this, and things like that I found very interesting. It's like, this is how they would have walked. It was in December, by the way, 28th of December 1817 is when this Immortal evening happened, or dinner. um, and that was very interesting, and also the whole thing that it was actually Hayden who called it Immortal, so it was his own words that proclaimed that this evening that he instigated is immortal, with immortal people. And it was very interesting also to get a lot of insights over there. It was a lot about Hayden himself, the painter, and very narcissistic, very interesting person, very smart yet blind to anything but himself. So that was very interesting. But as you can see, the book is very big. So other than that, and we don't have a like detailed account on exactly what happened in the dinner, which makes sense. Like, no one would go down and write basically a TV script and all the dialogue that has happened. Instead, we have a couple of sentences that apparently were spoken, and more like reactions and things like that, and feelings of the different people on what they thought when they wrote letters to each other afterwards and things like that. So we kind of have to piece it together ourselves, which I like. I enjoyed. Like, I didn't want a fake fiction of this, though that could also be fun to fictionize this evening. But so I guess that could have been half the book, right? The other half, and I mean, this is over 300 pages, so meaning over 150, maybe 200 pages. I literally had to fight through this book because the remainder was analyzing of his paintings, Hayden's paintings. It was analyzing the poems, and I'm not very big on poetry. I've just the way I grew up, it's just never been a big part for me personally. So it's, yeah. So my interest wasn't there. So this is a me problem, if you will. That was not written for me in that sense. But there was for me just too much analysis of that, and less like just the lives of the people involved. And yeah, it could go on for like 10, 20 pages about a single painting. I'm like, oh my god, like that just did not work for me. Like, however, in the beginning it was done way better because it almost more teased it. For example, these three people, Keats, Wordsworth, and Lamb, their portrait, their faces are in one of the historical paintings by Hayden called Christ's Entry into Jerusalem. And the painting was explained, and but not overly done in the beginning, that I actually looked it up on Google. I wanted to see how the painting looks like, and they explain like which of the faces are which person. And that was also extremely interesting. And when he had the dinner, that unfinished painting was actually on the wall already, which is also kind of cool thing. So yeah, I enjoyed that part, but then it's the rest, about 150, 200 pages were just for me, not for me. Let's just say that. So I left it unrated on Goodreads because at the same time, I don't feel like I can say it's a bad book. It's just that those parts weren't for me. And that's okay. But I got the information that I wanted. The part about the dinner, the part about the different people, a little bit about their lives and how they came to meet, and why at the dinner, and I'm not going to spoil it, why at the dinner it got a little bit crazy and a little bit loud, and a little bit misunderstanding, embarrassment, and things like that, and what the people thought afterwards. That was for me the interesting part, and everything else, yeah, didn't fully work for me. But that's it. So that's the two most recent books that I read, which is cool. And right now I'm actually again back to reading A Storm of Swords, and I don't know. Am I far? I'm 400 pages. Yeah, 400 out of 1,200. Getting there. Third done. So again, I'm just reading this right now while I'm waiting for my new books to arrive, which should arrive tomorrow, I think, at the latest, or at least this week. So until then, I will keep reading this one. But my goal is actually to finish it by the end of the year. So I'm taking it very slow with this one. So it's really my filler book while I wait for my new books. But that's happening right now. So once I have read 2 more books, once the new ones come, there will be a new video about those 2 books. And other than that, that's it from me for now. Hope you have a lovely day and see ya. Bye.